Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are still screwing with this header. I may do 6 months worth of videos on trying to get this stupid thing to fit. But anyhow, so I got a different game plan, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot and see what happens. Anyhow, enjoy the video. Alright, so as you saw in the last video, I dimpled this quite a bit. I've probably pushed it in, I don't know, ½ inch, maybe in some parts a whole inch, and it still doesn't want to fit. My biggest dilemma is with it sitting in the engine, or bolted to the engine, sorry, with the frame and the bell housing being so close to each other where I'm trying to put this through. It just doesn't want to fit. It's just physically too wide right here. But right above where this is at in the truck is a big open area where the frame's not in the way, because the frame will be down here. So if I can bend this whole pipe up, it'll clear the frame, and then the bell housing, I'll have lots of room. So the game plan is to try and heat this up and then take this whole thing and bend it this way. That will make this, this point's like down at an angle like this in the truck. So if I bend it up like this, I can still run the pipe out the back of the truck and not have any clearance issues, and not have to deal with the goddamn frame, because it's, well, as I said, it doesn't fit. So as you can see, I have clamps holding this thick steel bar, some flat bar, and what I'm going to do is drill some holes and keep these clamps on here, but I'm going to drill holes in here to keep all of this square, because this, I need all of this to be where it is. And since these are two separate pipes, I start heating this stuff up, it could deflect this way. I mean, there's all sorts of shit could really go wrong in a big hurry. So this should keep everything where it's supposed to be, and then I can take this whole unit as a whole, and hopefully if I heat all this up, I can go ahead and bend it this way. That's the plan. Whether it works or not remains to be seen, but I do have Nick did some research for me, and there is a guy down the street from me that does have a TIG welder that can weld stainless steel. So worst case scenario, I could always cut this thing and we can weld whatever, or do pie slices and try and move this way. But I'm going to try this first and see what happens. Basically what I did there is, since I don't have a center punch, I just used the 7/16 drill bit, which is basically the same size as the hole in the header, to self-center all these, and then I'm going to put them in my drill press and drill them out that way, because trying to do it up here would take me all week. And well, I'm sure you don't want to spend all week watching me drill these things out. And I don't want to spend a whole week trying to do it. So anyhow, that's what I did there. So I'll get the drill press all chucked up and mount this thing in there, and we'll give her hell. Alright, so I got everything chalked up in the drill press. And we're going to give this thing hell. See what happens. Should work pretty well. I don't know why the hell it wouldn't. So anyhow, we're going to time lapse this, and so enjoy. One down. In case you were wondering what I was putting on there, this is just cutting oil. Helps lubricate the drill bit so it doesn't burn up. Since the chuck on this thing is not the right one, I really don't want to change the drill bit. So that's what I put on there, and I'll tell you what, it makes a huge difference. That drill bit just went right through that big old flat bar with no problem with this cutting oil. So anyhow, that's what I was doing. I got all 4 holes drilled. I figured for the sake of sparing you watching me do all 4 of those, that's why I just did the 2 and just hurried up and knocked these out. So in case you're wondering how thick this is, there you go. So I'm hoping that rigidity wise, if I bolt this together, put all 4 bolts and nuts in there and clamp it, that should keep that from moving, that flange moving at all. Hopefully. So anyhow, I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this together and go from there. Just to give you an idea, I just mocked it up really quick, just threw a couple bolts in there, but as you can see, that's what I'm gonna do is put those 4 bolts in, put nuts on the back side, ideally with some washers, and then put clamps in between where the bolts aren't at, just as an insurance policy, because I just don't want this thing to warp, because I'm swinging for the fences on this thing now. I really don't want to pay somebody to fix this stupid thing, so I'm just cheap like that. And since I have all the resources here to try and do it myself, I'm going to throw everything I have at it, which will probably be tonight because I've got to go to work. I'm late. I was supposed to leave about 15 minutes ago, but I really wanted to get this done. All right, so I'll go get some hardware tonight on my way to work, and then tonight I can bolt this thing together and hopefully get this thing done, because I really want to move forward. As I'm sure you guys are probably tired of watching this redundancy with this flipping header. So anyhow, I will either see you tonight or tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day. Last night, or actually yesterday afternoon before I went to work, I went and got some bolts and nuts and washers and all that. And of course I got the holes all drilled out as you just saw. So anyhow, I got this all bolted together. So hopefully, if everything works out properly, it should hold this thing together. So I'm trying to keep it from warping this way, and on any axis I want to keep that thing straight as possible. So hopefully that 3/8 flat bar will do the trick. I can't imagine why the hell not, but you know, I've been wrong before and I will be wrong again. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and try and heat this stupid thing up and give it hell one last time. Or maybe this isn't the last time. I shouldn't say that, because I'm gonna do everything I can to get this stupid thing to fit. If not, I do have a backup plan, but I'm not letting you guys know unless I actually have to do it. Research wise, I'll let you know, but hopefully I can get this stupid thing to fit. On to time lapse. All right, well, I cherried the shit out of that thing all the way around, and it didn't budge at all. I think a lot of it has to do with me dimpling it over here. Since it's not round anymore, it's not wanting to budge. So now that we took that off the table, next thing I'm going to try is I'm going to pizza slice it. And so I'm going to cut with the skinny wheel. I'm going to cut the tubes and just cut just a little bit out of it, maybe a 1/4 inch, and then bend this down, test fit it, and just incrementally try and hopefully get that to work. And then find somebody that can weld it back together. That shouldn't be a problem. I'll find somebody to weld it back together. So now it's time to start getting serious. I've tried every option with heat, and heat did not work. So now it's time to start cutting and welding, which I like to do. So we'll go ahead and do this deal, see what happens now. And I'll put you on time lapse this time. You've seen me heat this thing up enough times, so I made the executive decision to not bother doing that in time lapse. Okay, so oops. Let's get over here where you can see what the hell's going on. All right, so as you saw in the time lapse, I just cut the long part of the tube off. Can you see what the hell I'm talking about? Okay. So as you can see, that header fits in there awesome. It fits like a champ. This front one, not even close. Let me show you what I got here. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Alright. So, as you can see, that is not even close to lining up. Man, these legs on this thing are just getting away. And as you can see, it's not even remotely close to where it wants to go or where it needs to go. So I would literally have to bend this thing like so far that it would hit the other header. Yeah, it won't fit. It's not even remotely flipping close. Because even if I try to put it down here like so, this is not going to fit. It's not designed for the truck. I gave it a chance, and it's just not going to work. So, plan B. After doing some research, actually Nick did some research because he's really good at that stuff. GS300, like in, I believe it was the, I'll have to look up the dates before I say anything. But the early model GS300s had a 2JZ in them, and they had really short manifolds without cats on them. So I'm thinking that's going to be the option. Because trying to do a DIY header or pay somebody to do this is a shoehorn. So I'm hoping that those shorty manifolds will work. So luckily I found a set on eBay that were pretty reasonable. And I can still use some of the money left over from selling the stock manifold off the IS. I mean, it sucks that I bought these and they didn't fit, but you know, it's a one-off project. So what are you gonna do? So anyhow, I've got to head off to work, but I at least wanted to either I wanted to figure this out once and for all, so that way I can move forward. Either these were going to work or they were not going to work. So, with that being said, anyhow, I've got to take off. So we'll hit this thing again tomorrow and see if I can actually get this done, so we can get the truck running finally. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me during this very painful process of trying to get this exhaust fixed. I did order the manifolds from eBay. They should be here in a couple days, hopefully. So the plan is when they get here, we'll unpackage them, take them out, put them on the truck, see how everything fits. Fingers crossed everything works out okay. If they don't, we'll, I got another plan beside that. Don't want to go that direction, but we'll see what happens. So anyhow, I appreciate you watching my videos, and if you have the time, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And we'll probably do another video here in a couple days once the part gets here and let you know how that turned out. And I've got a bunch of other stuff I'm doing too, so make sure to hit that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks a lot again, and have a great day.